Hey man, how's it going? So I just wanted to go ahead and shoot these tips over to you about your website and how I think that if you were to actually implement these, you're going to start seeing a lot more calls coming your direction. So let's go ahead and hop right into it. By the way, you've got a really nice aesthetic design. But what I've done here is I've pulled up roofing Fayetteville, NC, and the reason why I've pulled up this exact keyword phrase is because it actually gets 400 searches every single month. Now, this is pretty much just like 400 eyes that you're going to be in front of if you're on this first page. That's a huge audience. But right now, you're missing out on that audience because you're not on the first page for this keyword phrase. You're not in this map pack, and you're not in these organic listings down below. And we all know that nobody is scrolling to pages 2, 3, 4, or 5. They just don't do it. If they don't find what they want on the first page, they type in something else, and you better hope to God you show up for whatever they type next. So let's just go and start with this map pack and talk about why it's so important. Well, the reason why this map pack is important is because this is where 70 to 80% of the business is starting to go down. People are using their smartphones a lot more, and when they type this in on their phone, this map pack pops up, and there's usually like a click-to-call feature listed on the very edge that we can't see from my laptop here. But it's pretty much like saying, if you're not listed in here, you're kind of just leaving money on the table, and that's not a good thing. So how do you get in here exactly? It basically comes down to these things called citations, which Blue Ribbon has done a lot of. And all a citation is simply your business's information listed in different directories all across the web. There's literally hundreds of these. You go in, you fill in your information, and you call it a day. It's as simple as that. But you need to have the most. It's a game of whoever has the most wins with Google. Keep quality in mind, though. The next thing would be these organic listings down below. But nobody cares about Home Advisor, Owens, BBB. They really just care about the actual businesses that are listed, like Baker, Blue Ribbon in particular. And the reason why we're going to focus on Blue Ribbon is because they're on the first page in two different spots. So they're the ones dominating most of the traffic. So how exactly do you get your page on, or how do you get your website on page 1, and how much value is there? Well, I'll tell you what, there's a lot of value to just being on page 1 in general. Because nothing says you're number 1 than when you actually are number 1. But the way to get ranked here is through these things called backlinks. So what Blue Ribbon's done is they've gone out to a bunch of different sites and have basically placed their website's link on them, and it refers back to them. So it's kind of like a vote. They've gone out and they've found a bunch of other sites to kind of vote themselves up into Google, and that's actually pulled their site up all the way through to the top to get all that traffic. And how much traffic are we talking here? Well, if we were to go over and check them out here, I can see everything that they've done. They've got 620 votes from 109 different sources, ranking for 148 keywords. And they're getting 117 people visiting their site every single month. That's a lot of people, and let's just assume here that their closing rate sucks. Let's assume a 10% close rate off of this number. That's still roughly, $120,000 of revenue they're bringing in. If we're just going off of very, very low numbers, that's a lot of value there. And they've got a traffic value of 943, which means they're basically getting $943 worth of free traffic every single month just sitting in that spot. Somebody else would have to pay $950 to see the amount of traffic that they're getting to Google. But it would be crap traffic because Google Ads, we all know, it's not a long-term play. You usually try it just to get the phone ringing and try and score some quick jobs. But in the long run, it wastes a lot of money. You don't get out what you put in. So how does your site compare exactly? Well, you've got 53 votes, so that's going to need some work. It's got 25 different sources, which that ratio is honestly pretty good. You just want to increase it. You're ranking for 21 keywords, which is, you're going to want to increase on that. and you've only got 12 people visiting your site every single month with a traffic value of 63. So how do we boost these numbers? Well, we definitely boost them by going through the backlinks, but we also need to focus on getting these keywords up because you're going to start showing up in more places. So you can look at these keywords as like where you show up or what you show up for, and they basically show up for 148 different searches somewhere, and you only show up for 21 different types of searches. The way that you actually increase your keyword rankings is through the content that you have on your website. See, Google just loves content. They go through your site, and every single piece of text that you have, they try to pull a keyword from it, as long as you have it implemented in the right way. So like you have a decent amount of content on your page already, but there still needs to be more. I would suggest at least 1,000 words on the home page, and 500 words on each successive service page. And on top of that, you need to start adding a lot more pages, like to your blog. I see you got a blog up here. You start adding more pages to it, because 72, that's a decent number. But Blue Ribbon, they've got 118. So they've clearly demonstrated to Google that they're the knowledge leaders in the industry, and that's another ranking factor of why they're on the first page. Google loves to display the local knowledge leader. And as proof of this, let's just go ahead and go over to Google and type in Mike Tyson like I've done here. His Wikipedia page shows up first, not his actual website, which is listed down here. Now why might that be? Well, Wikipedia, as we know, they have information on everything, and they have more information on Mike Tyson's page alone than Mike Tyson's website here. So Google has chosen to rank whoever has the most relevant information, and well, that's Wikipedia. So I hope all these tips were helpful. Citations for your GMB, backlinks for your organic rankings, and strong authoritative content to start ranking you for more keywords so that people have the chance to see you a lot more for what they type in. I hope those all help. If you got any questions, feel free to reach out. Take care. Have a great day.